Are ChatGPT and AI systems the end of the world? Is it a sign of the end of the world? What will come next? The answer may shock you. I'm Ben Burkhardt. On this channel, I help you prepare for the soon return of Jesus. If that interests you or you find it important, I hope you'll consider subscribing. I'm going to begin with an incredible prophecy from about 2,000 years ago. You need to know this. It's very telling of our world today and where AI, other systems and technologies and mindsets are leading us in the world today. Jesus said, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory." Luke 21, verse 25 to 27. Jesus here predicted many signs in the natural world in the last days. Earthquakes and tsunamis of the modern era are definitely among these signs. But Jesus hits on something even more telling about society here in the last days. He gives us signs in the social world, even telling us where the minds of mankind will be taken in the last days just before he comes. These signs of humanity's mental state in the last days just before he comes no doubt include social media and the technological world. The psychology of humans in the last days will be deeply affected by technologies, trials, and stresses of the last days. We are seeing these things play out in our world today. Upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming upon the earth. In the social world, people will be very distressed and perplexed in these last days. It will affect our mental and psychological state so much so in the last days that men's hearts will be failing them for fear as they look after those things coming upon the world. Stress, fear, and anxiety will be taking people down in the last days. Do you think AI systems like ChatGPT will have any part to play in this? Bible prophecy has more to say on this than you might think. The ramifications of these technologies are far greater than many realize. Many are calling these technologies a real game changer, and in fact, they are. You can now let AI write your documents, papers, and emails for you. You can even have it write a book for you and put it in exactly the right number of words that you want. You can pick the brain of expert minds all over the world in just a matter of seconds through the powers of AI technology. Complex and simple answers can be found to just about any question in a matter of seconds, pulling from the resources of the entire world database of knowledge. AI systems will pull from just about every knowledge database known to humankind. AI systems can solve your math questions for you, give you pickup lines, or even develop a brand new picture from scratch just for you. AI systems are considered the competitive edge you need to either stay ahead or just simply keep up with the competition. We've barely scratched the surface, and on top of all that, AI is self-learning. It will keep learning from humankind, according to all the resources that we put out there into the cyber world. It also refines its thinking based on interaction with human beings. AI can have a logical conversation with you and sound even like another human being. Could there be any possible danger to this? Could there be any links to the end of the world? The Bible has more to say about this than you probably realize. I'm going to show you 5 snapshots of human history that help us to understand just what's going on in our world right now. This will help us to make the connection between the prophetic teachings, our past history, and the present signs showing us that we are in fact living in the very end of the world as we know it. Snapshot 1, the days of Noah. Jesus prophesied the last days of Earth's history to be just like it was in the days of Noah. He said in Luke 17:26, "And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man." World conditions just before the return of Jesus will be just like it was in Noah's time. So what did the world look like just before the judgment in Noah's day? Genesis 6:5-8 reads, "And God saw that the wickedness of mankind was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast and the creeping thing and the fowls of the air. For it repenteth me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord." Verse 5 is a key verse. Every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Are the thoughts of mankind becoming more and more wicked today? It doesn't take much to see the changes in our society over just the last 10 or 20 years. The corruption of mankind and their thinking brought swift judgments from the Lord. Humanity was out of control and dangerous, and God knew it was time to do something about it. Genesis 6:12-13 say, "And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, The end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth." God saw the corruption and violence and knew it was time to take action. Man's moral corruption brought God's judgments upon them. God took action to stop the human race from living in complacent, corrupt, and sinful thought and action. Are we any more righteous, moral, or ethical today? Does our technology bring us to do more good in the world? Or are we bent on using technology to work out our own selfish interests and hurt one another? With an evil heart, the more powerful the tool, the more dangerous the human using it. Evil minds in the last days will put these technologies to the most hideous of uses. You can count on that. Snapshot number 2, the ancient Tower of Babel. God found humanity working hard to glorify themselves in the days of the Tower of Babel. They were collaborating and putting their thoughts to evil purposes, abandoning God. This was not long after the great flood of Noah's day. Will we do any better with our advanced technologies today? Can sinful humanity rightly use these technologies in our time? Or will it be like heroin to a greed-loving and sinful mind? Elon Musk and other notable thinkers of our time have raised great concerns about the technology of AI and how it is progressing. Ethics and morality are very important questions in this matter. Who's in control of these systems? How will they be used? Or better yet, will we be in control of these systems? What will happen when we mix our immorality with the power of all of this knowledge? Genesis 11:4-7 reads, "And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven. And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they all have one language, and this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech." God knew he had to retard the progress of humankind because we have such a wicked heart and a smart mind. When we put our minds together, there's a lot of power in that. And AI accomplishes this by pulling all the smartest minds of the world together into one system and database, and it thinks through all the information and shares it with anyone who has the right access. Humanity lacks the moral compass to use such things rightly. We tend to use advantages in a broader way for evil rather than good. These kinds of advantages, not unlike nuclear weapons and gunpowder, tend to be put to a harmful use. These developments in AI technology should tell us that God is about to intervene more quickly. Jesus is coming soon. Snapshot 3, bricks without straw. The ancient pharaohs of Egypt at one point had enslaved the Hebrew nation. Their power and tyrannical control were infamous, leading up to the great Exodus event in the days of Moses. This point has prophetic implications upon our day. Pharaoh commanded God's people just before their deliverance from Egypt. You are idle, therefore you say, Let us go and do sacrifice to the Lord. Go therefore now and work, for there shall be no straw given you. Yet shall ye deliver the tale of bricks. Exodus 5:17-18. The devil tried to kill God's people in Egypt by overburdening them with work and especially taking their focus away from spiritual things. Let us not be deceived. This is Satan's goal today in these last days of Earth's history. You might ask the question, won't AI make our lives more simple? The answer is very possibly no. Why is that? You have to think about how this technology can speed up what human beings are doing. That doesn't exactly make things easier because the competition can be more stiff and things can change a lot more quickly, thus leading us to learn and work at a high pace to try and keep up with what's going on. The race will belong to the swift and savvy, those who know how to use this technology to their advantage. Suddenly, we may have to learn many things very quickly and continuously try to keep up with all the quick changes in society based on a technology like this. It can take over our lives. It can make us paranoid. It can push your competitors at full steam against you. You may feel you've lost your edge and will be driven more to work harder and try to keep up with everyone else. I used to work in South Korea teaching Bible and English for a number of years. I taught English language skills to many professionals in the business world. There was very stiff competition in the Korean marketplace, especially on a global stage. Many students were nearly driven to insanity through very stiff competition in the business world. All for greed and competition, some of them were forced to work long hours through the night trying to keep up with competitors. They nearly had no rest. Many families hardly could see each other. All of this to win the big dollars. Does this AI technology have the potential to drive men into fiercer competition, insecurity, paranoia about the competitors, and so forth? Certainly, the potential is very much there. Sadly, God will be left out of the picture. But rest assured that Jesus will be coming very soon to deliver his faithful ones. Snapshot number 4, abundance of idleness in Lot's time. Jesus said it would be like it was in the days of Lot before he returns. What was the primary sin of Sodom? Ezekiel 16:49 says, "Behold, this was the iniquity of thy sister Sodom. Pride, fullness of bread, and abundance of idleness was in her and in her daughters. Neither did she strengthen the hand of the poor and needy." Jesus said about Lot's days in Luke 17, verse 28 through 30, "Likewise also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven, and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed." The opposite danger of AI technology, rather than stiffer competition and longer nights, can be more idleness. People may possibly live in more ease and luxury, calling on technology to do much of their work for them. Money-making schemes can be thought up, and people will aim to get rich. For example, a writer puts in a prompt, gets all the information he needs, and sits down to put his name on a paper that AI helped him to write. The rest of his time is off to play. As in ancient Israel, the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play. Exodus 32:6. Cheaters and sinners will seek their ease, aiming to do as little as possible. We also run the risk of getting lazy in our thinking and outputs. We may very easily become much more dependent on machines to do our thinking for us. Our God-given mind can be endangered, tainted, and dwarfed by outsourcing our decisions and knowledge gain process to machines. God teaches us through a process of study. We shouldn't let AI do all of our thinking, screening, and research for us. We need to put in the time and let God teach us through the process. Don't let AI be your new God. Now this brings us to our final point of concern. Snapshot number 5, greed of the final generations. James 5 warns us that greed and covetousness is a sign of the last days. Modern AI systems can greatly contribute to this. Perhaps you may wonder how? Let's read the prophecy first. James 5, 1 through 5 reads, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter." Modern AI systems are predicted to make great changes in the job market. For example, it may eliminate your skilled information position. It may reduce the need greatly. Wealthy businesses will move to make more money with less people. They can pay less, cut jobs, and make more. You might become obsolete in your industry and have to go for retraining. Every field is expected to be impacted by AI, and this is already happening. Jesus warns us, "Take heed, and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consists not in the abundance of things which he possesses." Luke 12:15. Character and godliness is far more important than worldly possessions. We must not forget the well-being of the common man in this world. We need to be careful not to ruin people. The signs are clear that Jesus is coming soon and the end of the world is upon us. Modern technology will only aid in fast-tracking humanity's corruption in these last days. Will we be destroyed by greed using these technologies? Will the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? Will our minds be taken from righteous concern for others? Will we have a greater greed and desire to beat down the competition to glorify ourselves? Together, all these biblical snapshots reveal the danger that lies ahead of us, as well as the imminence of the return of Jesus. As we move into this new technological era with these game-changing technologies of AI, let's be sure to center our hearts upon Jesus. Let's be sure to spend time in God's Word. Let's be sure to get ready for the coming of the Lord. All the evidence tells us to get ready because Jesus is coming soon. Please be sure to tell me your thoughts about AI technology by leaving a comment below. If you enjoyed this message, I believe you'll also enjoy this playlist on Bible prophecy and end times. Please have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one.